Hello guys, welcome back to 1878 Blues. I have got no energy to lose my mind about what happened yesterday. I was fortunate in a way to be heavily distracted by being at a wedding for my best mate. But still, for that hour when it was all happening, that's probably up there as the worst manner of a loss I've ever seen from Everton. I've not barely ever seen a game like that in my life. To be 2-0 up at 87 minutes and to not just fuck the game up, because we did it against Newcastle a few years ago, and I lost me fucking mind on this channel. On that video, I lost my mind. I just couldn't believe it. Never even heard of the player, and I haven't heard of him since. This is 10 times worse, and it's not helping with the fact we've lost our first 2 games in the Premier League. Overall 7-0, 7 goals to 0, and we played well to 87 minutes. But you know what happens in football? It doesn't last fucking 87 minutes. It lasts 90 plus minutes, and we didn't do our fucking job. And I'm struggling to process it, because it's just, you can't just say it's Everton all over. I don't know what that is, to be honest. I don't know what we are. I don't know how we keep embarrassing ourselves to another level. You know, I'm looking at this now. I don't know how you can get worse than that, but there will be another moment where we're going to have a worse situation than this, even though I don't think it could top this, because this by far, for me, is the worst ever game. It's the worst result, and the manner, the way we've lost the game is the worst I've seen in 30 years of being an Evertonian. It's the worst. It's fucking embarrassment from the players to the manager. And there's a lot of people calling Dyche out, and there's a lot of people calling him, you know, he mismanaged the game. He did, because we kept attacking at that point of the game. Especially when you concede that first one. Fucking just get everyone back, but also make sure no one puts a fucking cross in that box. And the players are a fucking disgrace, and it just bores me, because you get new players coming in, we get this, but I don't even care if you're new or you've been here for a while and you shouldn't be anywhere near the squad. You've got to fucking hang your heads in shame. It's embarrassment. You've made yourselves look like a bunch of tits. You've made yourselves the laughing stock of the Premier League once again. But a lot of you have I just can't believe as a professional footballer you're letting players whip a ball into the box. We've already conceded 2. And the way we're absolutely getting ran all over the field, losing every ball, giving away every ball, when we take these subs off the pitch. The man management is disgusting. It's terrible. It's the first time, though, I have been thinking maybe this is it for Dyche, and he just can't accept, because he never seems to put the blame fully on himself, and he does similar things now, and we keep getting punished for it. But this by far, to let your players, like, if them players are not listening to what he said in his post-match, he said, you know, tackle, don't stop the crosses, this and that. They're not listening, then there's a fucking problem, is there? There's a problem with yourself. They're not listening to you, then there's a fucking bigger issue than what we thought with Dyche at Everton, that the players don't respect him enough. But at the end of the day, as a fucking footballer, you should never let that happen, ever. At home as well. I'd lost 2 games to start the season, and you've let that happen. I'm so glad I didn't watch that, because I would have fucking broken me hand or something. I would have done something daft in that moment, and I should not let Everton take over my life. I should never let them take over my life. But in this instance, they have done, and You just can't not feel the anger from that game. It's a fucking disgrace. Players being tired. I've heard players dead on their feet from other reactors. Why are you dead on your feet in the third game of the season? Why are you dead on your feet? Plus, all I've heard was we dominated the game, so what's the defence excuse for that? They haven't been put under pressure all game like you're playing a Man City. You're trying to keep it 0-0 as long as possible, nick a goal. It's very hard to defend against these players who are attacking you because they're very, very, very well, they're world-class players. We dominated the game, so what's the defence's fucking excuse? If there's a players dead on their feet, like I wouldn't blame Timo Ibrahimovic, or still can't pronounce his name properly. He's played every game up to now, and yeah, still, it's only 3 or 4 games in, but he's ran like a madman. You're going to get tired at some point. Why is he not taken off? The subs don't make sense whatsoever on how the game was planning out and working out. None of them made fucking sense whatsoever. But at the end of the day, you still have 11 players on that pitch. You should never fucking let another team come from 2-0 down, and Bournemouth standard as well. That's not disrespect to Bournemouth. Anyone shouldn't be doing this, but fuck, a team like Bournemouth to do this against you makes it even worse. The goals were fucking horrendous. Horrendous. Great crosses. I can't lie, great crosses in the box, but you don't fucking let them cross it. You don't let anyone get ahead on that ball before yourselves. We've got 4 or 5 defenders, players in the box who don't manage it whatsoever. It's just mental. I've never seen anything like that in my life, and they've allowed it to happen 3 times in the final 8 minutes of the game. You just can't write it. You can't write it. It's pathetic. It's pathetic. It's a disgrace, and you just they manage to keep topping it every game of every season, of one game in that season where you go, I was ashamed to be an Everton supporter today. I was ashamed. We've lost 3 in a bounce now. We've conceded 10 goals. We've lost to the likes of Brighton and Bournemouth at home. I don't know what's going to... And the worst thing is, we've got 2 weeks to let that sit in. We don't even have a quick turnaround like a cup game or a game next week. 2 weeks, we've got to let that bed in. Probably that's the best thing, because I can't fucking watch football. They've ruined me day off on a Sunday. They've ruined me day off. I want to watch footy. I want to chill in bed all day and enjoy watching football after beating Bournemouth, what should have happened. I couldn't give a fuck about the previous 87 minutes. I couldn't give a fuck. That is totally overshadowed what they've done in that game, and they should hang their heads in shame. Aside from the players who went off the pitch, obviously they had nothing. They contributed nothing to what happened there. It's fucking embarrassing. It's fucking embarrassing. I'm ashamed to be an Everton supporter. And we do. There's people laughing at us, rival fans, opposite fans in the league. They're laughing at us. Don't blame them, because they'll do it to someone else, another club. And any other teams doing this, had they done it like Everton did, I'll have been watching that right away. I've gone, oh my God, I need to see that game. And I agree. And they can't laugh any more than we laugh at our own club. I don't want to hear anything positive from the game yesterday. I don't give a fuck how we played for 87 minutes. That we, as I mentioned before, we're on top, dominating. And I wrote the chances, the goals. I couldn't give a fuck. It means nothing when you've fucking lost it again. And the way you've lost is the most embarrassing I've ever seen in football. There might have been this many other times in other leagues, other countries. It's the worst I've ever seen. It's the worst I've ever seen. All the goals very similar, aside from the first one, but they're all crosses in the box and no one deals with it. It's just, I just have no words. I have no words. Well, I do. I've just said loads in the past 9 minutes, but I didn't even watch the game, and I don't fucking want to watch it. And I did watch the highlight. That's all I watched, and I watched it in the weather because I thought, if I leave this long, it's going to hurt more. Just need to see how what happened. If it's jammy on their behalf, then it is what it is. And even though it's still not good enough from Everton, if it's loads of all deflected goals or something, it's still not good enough. But you could go, well, they're just jammy bastards, but it's an absolute disgrace. It's an absolute disgrace. I feel sick to the core. I feel sick to the core. The Everton fans, it just runs through our blood, this club. And it's hard to ignore when you want to ignore. You want to just go, it's fucking Everton and that's it. It's hard to just accept it like that because it's just the worst period ever to be an Everton fan. And we don't deserve to be in this league. We don't now because we're taking the piss, to be honest. We're fucking embarrassing ourselves and then staying up by the skin of our teeth. We fucking embarrassed ourselves again. You know, you do realise that us fans need to go outside and live our own lives with people knowing that we are Everton fans, like your close family and friends and associates and stuff. Yeah, they do this to us again and again and again and again and again. But this is far the worst. It's far the worst, and I'm embarrassed. I don't even want to go into work this week. It's embarrassing. It's a fucking atrocity. We can just go to fucking shite and move on. I just can't, because I've got that inside me that it should have never happened. And despite how shit I think we are, we should have still won that game. And you look at it at the start of the season, it's still a bit shit, losing the way we did in the first 2 games. But to get 3 points on the board, being near enough mid-table, 3 games in, got a win under your belt, a clean sheet it should have been as well. You know, the first goal was still a fucking joke. Michalenko should have cleared it. Fucking, we should have won, and we haven't. And now we're rock bottom. And it just looks, and we've got Villa away in 2 weeks' time. Onana's now scoring like he's a prime midfielder, Zidane. It's 100% we're not going to get anything from that game. And, you know, sit down the pass and then we go and actually draw or win. And it's going to, yeah, you can't believe it. And you might go, well, just take the 87 minutes as a positive, and then we'll take that against. Ndiaye was fantastic. Just before I say anything, Ndiaye and Timo Abraham were fantastic in that game. That's all I can say. But we're going to get absolutely tonked by Aston Villa. And that's not just saying that because of a reaction to how I am right now and what's happened. And Dice might really go even more defensively and negative in their Villa games to try and nick a point or something. I just can't see it, mate. I can't see it at all. Like, not even 100%, 110%, 150%. We're going to get tonked in that game because we fucking deserve it. And it'll be 4 defeats and 4... I feel sick. I feel sick. I'm lost for words. I need to distract myself today because all I'll be thinking about is Everton. You just can't get away from it with the other games on today with football and the way, you know, when I'm on my phone, it's all mostly about football and a few other things in my life. And I'm just not going to get over this for a very, very, very long time. I will not lie. We can win our next 6 games in a row. I will still not get over this game because this game is literally, we've just had 3 points and it feels like a deduction again where we've been taking points off us. It feels like that in a football manner result, like in the way it happened. Like, we literally cruise into a win. We're cruising to a win. Not hanging on, we're cruising. And we've gone and lost the game. Not even like 1-0 and then they scored 2 late goals and won the game. You've seen that a few times. I've never seen a team winning 2-0 at that late stage of the game and lose. Like, should have got fucking insurance as an Everton fan because I don't need to put up with this shit. Anyway, I'm out. Like, comment, subscribe.